Yep. Right, I'm going to record it just so you guys can watch it again to make sure you're all on the right track. Keep in mind I've got the flu, so I'm not exactly onto it, so we'll see how we go. Alright, so dumplings. We have our paste. Yep, our dumpling dough, been made with warm water and it's been made very firm, so it's nice and easy to work with. And we've given it at least half an hour to rest, okay? Ideally an hour. Alright, so let that rest. Now we can make our filling, which is our pork mince. And we need our cabbage and spring onion. Now, although the recipe asks for half a spring onion, when your spring onions are tiny like this, we'll use a whole one, okay? So, cabbage. I like to get rid of some of the white, just it's a little bit too on the nose. So shredded, okay, nice and fine. Now remember, you're making it quite a small, delicate shape. So if this is chunky, it's just going to make it way too hard to shape and make it unpleasant to eat. So chiffonade. Our cabbage. Now spring onion. The entire thing. It's blowing in my face, it's annoying. Okay, same again, nice and fine. Pork mince. Okay, crushed garlic. Okay, tiny piece of ginger here, but you want about a teaspoon. No skin, obviously. It's a quarter of a teaspoon. And so the easiest way is on your microplane. This will make it totally smooth, totally even straight away. Okay. Alright, and you get your quarter of a teaspoon ready to go. Okay, so all dumplings have sugar in there, okay, makes them a little bit sweet. Pork and sugar go really well together. Sweetened pork is delicious. Now we need salt, okay? Everything needs salt. Just a couple of pinches of salt and a generous pinch of pepper, white pepper. When it comes to dumplings, white pepper is one of the prominent flavors. Sesame oil, a must. That's what gives it a beautiful flavor. So make sure it all goes in. I'm not going to add the soy just yet. I'll mix this up. Okay. And now we add the soy. Okay. I haven't added it all to begin with. Now, when you add the soy into dumplings, it's always by eye. You're going for a colour more than it's more like a seasoning, but you're using it like a colour. So you're looking for a specific colour. If it goes black, that's too much. If it's still pale, that's too light. You know, so you're going for a light shade. Now, depending on the soy you're using, will determine how much you use. Now, we've made this recipe as accurate as we can to make it easy for you. Okay, but just so you know, when you're making them, you know that you're going for a colour when it comes to the actual soy ingredient. Alright, so give that a thorough mix. Now this dumpling mix can be kept for a while, you know, and let it mature, should you need to. Alright, and we'll make our dumplings. Okay, just don't get too close so they can, that's extremely high definition, that thing. It'll be microscopic. Alright, so now we can unwrap our paste. And now ideally I don't want to use any flour here. You know, the flour is just going to make it much harder to work with. It's going to stop it from sealing. So wherever possible, we're just going to use it. Now we take, you know, a sensible amount, which will be one of our wrappers basically. Okay. Now traditionally you'd use a tiny little rolling pin that you would just, you know, but I don't have enough for everyone, so we're not going to do it that way. Okay. And you would just use the rolling pin to roll out our rounds. Okay, so we got that. I haven't got any cutters, have I? Someone go to the pastry cupboard and just get the cutters. Can you do that for me, mate? Okay, so rolling that out without any flour, you know, so it stays nice and moist and easy to work with. Now it's very important that this dough is quite firm when you first make it, because not only is it softer now, when we come to make our shape and to fold our dumplings, it's going to be much easier and hold its shape better if we do. Okay. So I'll show you that again. A sensible amount of your paste, press it down into a round. I'll roll it into a round, make it nice and even. It's lost, isn't it? Now, if you find this technique too hard, you can do it the old-fashioned way, which is a flat pin and use a cutter. But it is quite fun to try and do it the proper way. He's obviously lost as well. Alright, so then we need a cutter. Spoon. Okay. Well, the cutter is just to make it nice and easy for you guys to work with. But a proper person would deal with whatever shape they have, and they would always end up with the same, but I'm not nearly that good, so. Okay. So, now pick up our dumpling. Now I find it best to put on your palm like this, okay? Now a little touch of water, you shouldn't need water, but just as an extra insurance we'll put a little bit on there, okay? Now we take some of our filling, okay? So you want a decent amount. Last thing you want is the dumpling to be half full, okay? Now I start with the football shape, it'll make it that much easier for you to work with, okay? Alright. And we bring this up. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So you can all pay attention, all right? So now we pinch it here, okay? Yep. You all see that? Yep. Now we pinch it here, and we attach it there. Okay, you see that? And we pinch it here, and we attach. Pinch it, and attach. And I'm pinching it, and attaching it. I'm going around. This front edge is not being pinched at all. It's the back edge that's been pinched. We pinch it and we stitch it. Pinch, stitch, and that gives you your dumpling. Okay? It's going to take some practice, but that's what you guys need to do. Okay? So, put it up here. A little touch of water, just for an extra insurance. Okay? A good amount of dumpling filling. start off with a football shape, it'll just make it easier for you, especially when you're just beginning. And believe me, I'm just a beginner too, you know. You should see Kathy in my level 5 class. She will make these look like they've been braided, you know. Okay, so we pinch it, and we pinch it again. And that one connects to that one. That one will help you get that half moon shape. And then from then on in, this front edge is not touched, it's just here. So we take about the same width as we did last time, and we attach it in a nice gap. And we pinch it, and we attach it in a nice gap. And that's all I'm looking at. Don't worry about where the dough is and where the filling is. All we're doing is looking for that. Pinch, attach, pinch, attach, and keep going around until we have no more dough. Pinch it off again around the rim to give you a good shape. Set it down on your board so that you got it sitting right, okay? Now, I'm not going to lie to you, you're going to need to practice these, you know, as with everything in cookery. Especially being an assessment dish, they need to look like that. With something at least close to that, okay? Now, contrary to popular belief, your dumpling wrapper is much thicker than what you would get these convenience ones. The convenience ones will be about that thin, okay? That is, you know, a traditional or a normal one that, you know, half the bloody planet eat is a much thicker dough, okay? And it'll be easier to work with as well. So a little bit of water. Now filling. I would love if Kath was around. She does an amazing one. It's a different shape. It's way too hard. I'm still trying to learn it myself. Alright, so it's a good amount of filling, and then we come at the end and we pinch it. That one's your starting point. Then we pinch it to the side and attach it to that first one. And then all we're doing from here on in is taking a pinch, which is a nice gap, and we're stitching it to that front page. Pinch it, and we stitch it to that top one. Pinch, stitch, pinch, stitch. And just keep going around the world. See, I've gotten a little bit of my filling. It's trying to escape, so I'm just putting them back in. Alright. So, anyone who thinks they've got it can go and try and make some. Anyone who would still like to see